So we usually are going to start in our hero pose. You can start connecting to your breath in the hero pose, obviously just like you're doing right now. It's kind of like an opening ceremony where you're kind of preparing yourself, what you're doing, and the closing of it would be that Shavasana style relaxation where you have connected to your breath, gone through your contortions or your activations, whichever one it is, and then you sit. It can be laying, it can be seated, you can do it while you're walking around, but you're connected to your body and you are saying, whoa, I feel this is alive, I feel new blood flow here, etc. So you're going to take 2 more breaths here. And we're going to start opening the spine. You're going to stretch out into a child's pose. You might want to get rid of your glasses. Beautiful. Child's pose, your forehead's going to go all the way down. There you go. Now there's several ways to do child's pose. And this version, I want you to be thinking about the relaxed way. So in the relaxed way, our hips are going to stay down and our arms, yes, we're not reaching out so far. Exactly. There are times when we want to reach out far, and then there are times when we're just relaxing, allowing for any type of tension that you're feeling, stress, tightness in your back, your hips, anything. You're going to think about those things and you're going to attempt to let them go. So 3, 2, last breath. All right, so now you're gonna lift, stay here. Yep. Forehead down. You okay?
Yep.
Need to adjust?
Yep.
All right, so let's keep the top of the feet flat.
Okay.
Not in fire toe. Or do you need to take a break?
I'm gonna pick up so I can
Okay, so you need to sit back in your fire toe and let it, there you go.
stretch.
Yeah, let something stretch out. There you go. I'm glad you're in tune to that. There you go.
Okay.
Nice. So you're gonna get rid of the fire toe? Is it going back
Yeah.
to where it's cramping?
Yeah.
All right, so then leave your fire toe.
Mm-hmm.
Find your child's pose, if you can, if your body will allow you.
Okay.
Beautiful. So now what I want you to do is, you sat here for a few moments before, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sure you remember that we've done this before. You're gonna raise your hips just a few inches, maybe 4. There you go, perfect.
Okay.
Take a bite with your arms outward. No. I want the shoulders to grow from the hips. Yes.
Okay.
Now, forehead back down and release your hips back down. So you see how you've anchored these?
Mm-hmm.
Now you have more space between the shoulders and the hips. Are you feeling more of an opening?
Yeah.
Beautiful, that's what we're looking for. So your first child's pose is just relaxing, kind of preparing your spine. Your second child's pose is to challenge that length just a little bit more by creating more space between your hips and your shoulders, just like that. And 3 more breaths. Last one. Nice, and go ahead and come up into your tabletop. And you can leave your toes active if you need.
Go.
Beautiful, excellent. So let's back our hips above our knees.
Okay.
And yeah, wrist under the shoulders, beautiful. Excellent. So let's start with our pelvic tilt, warming up the pelvis. So what does that look like? There you go. Come under and to the rear. Come under. Excellent. And to the rear. Come under and to the rear. And then about by the fourth effort, you're going to bring awareness that your core is getting stronger. And if this is getting stronger as you come under, this should be getting stronger as you stick your bum to the rear. Yes or no?
Yes.
Beautiful. So we're just waking those things up right now. Reminding them, hey, you're a part of me. I need you to be here for another 30, 40, 50 years. We're friends, not frenemies or enemies or anything. I need you to work. I need you to be there for me. And your hips are saying, you don't know how long I've been waiting for this. So 3. Beautiful. 2. Last one. Beautiful. Okay, next we're moving to the top. So that's scapular work, okay? Your vision's gonna stand between your fingers. You'll crane your neck forward as you bring the scapula together. Excellent. So I want to explain something to you about this scapula. I want you to hold it real quick. Understand when you drop the spine forward as you're craning the neck forward and the scapula come together, the scapula would not be able to come together if the spine was in the way. When you crane forward, you're moving the spine out of the way. The scapula can come apart. Push the earth away, round high as you can. Now, the spine is high and the scapula are spread apart. Beautiful. So just move through that, squeezing together. Excellent. Exhale and push away. So the movement of the breath here is you're inhaling as the scapula come together. Exhale as the earth is pushed away and the scapula come apart, just like that. So again, at home, you're working to a point of satiation. Once you get used to it, you might just say, okay, I'm going to do 10 of these, or maybe that's your strategy in the beginning for time's sake. You're just doing 10 to warm them up. But honestly, you want to work towards a point of satiation where you feel like you are satisfied with the effort that you made. Five. Beautiful. 4. 3, amazing. 2, beautiful. Last one. On your next exhale, you're going to tuck the bum under and look towards your hips. Rounding, yes. And then inhale, do your cow. Scapula come together. Beautiful. Exhale. There you go. Scapula come together nice and tight. There you go. So I'm going to explain something to you, okay? As your scapula come together, your chest is opening, allowing the inhale. As the exhale happens, the chest is collapsing. The chest is opening, facilitating the inhale. The chest is closing, facilitating the exhale. Squeeze the scapula apart together. Yes. Yeah, just like that. And again, typically you're going to do this to satiation. 5. Beautiful. 4. 3. 2. Beautiful. And when you're ready, go ahead and sit back into your frog pose.
Okay.
You can leave your toes active if you want, or you can lay them down. It's up to you. So your frog pose, if this is hero with fire toe, you're going to bring your hands, I bring them to the outside of my knees.
Okay.
Pointing forward. There you go. There you go. So we're doing our lateral flexion. So you've done lateral flexion in this shape before?
No, probably. I don't remember.
Okay, so the way the lateral flexion works is 2 points.
Okay.
The top 2 points from your shoulders, 2 points from your hips. One side comes together, the other side goes apart. Okay, so we're going to start with the together part. You're going to look over your left shoulder and squeeze the hip towards the shoulder, and the hip and the shoulder towards the hip. Exactly, so hold it there and breathe. For time's sake, we're going to do 2 breaths. Nice, let's look over the right shoulder. Same thing. So you're squeezing the shoulder and the hip together. Yes, you're trying to look behind you. Looking sideways does not facilitate the same curvature of the spine that if you're trying to look behind you. Getting that shoulder towards the hip. And you pull the hip up towards the shoulder. Last breath. Now you're gonna flow. Look around the other shoulder and crunch.
Okay.
There you go, just like that. And then flow to the other side. So the first one is like a static hold. Then you'll start a flow. On that side, I want you to pause for a minute. So you got the crunch on one side, push the shoulder and the hip away on the other. Beautiful. And then flow to the other side. Crunch on one side, push the shoulder and the hip away on the other. There you go. You got it. So first, you'll start thinking about 2 of the points coming together. And you kind of get your body acclimated to that, remembering, okay, this is what I'm doing. Then maybe the 3rd or 4th round or effort, you start thinking about the other side growing apart from each other. Beautiful. And you're doing it excellently. Is excellently a word?
It sure is.
It's a disparate. Dude, I am famous for making words. I'm horrible with names. You would think that a person who works with people would be better with names. And then I'm horrible with language in general. Nice. Beautiful. Now, have we ever done a rotation from frog?
I don't think so.
Okay, so the rotation, we know what plumb is. Like, your hand is underneath your shoulder right now, that's plumb. It's probably a little bit wider, so it's not necessarily plumb. But if you brought your hands under your shoulders, it'd be straight up and down. Yes, exactly like that.
Okay.
So go ahead and put your hands back to where they were.
Okay.
You're gonna transition. First, you're gonna do your right elbow, and you want it right under your chest. So right here. So the elbow.
Okay.
Bring it down.
All right.
The elbow all the way down.
Oh.
Get this hand out of the way.
Okay.
This hand's gonna cup that knee.
Okay.
Beautiful. This hand is gonna press on this thigh and start to open.
Okay.
Press on the thigh. Use it as leverage. Open. Yes.
Okay.
You know when we do our twist, what do? We go to 90 degrees. And then once we're in this position and we're starting to acclimate our spine to this effort, we'll start to open up. So when you open up, your hand's gonna go towards the ceiling and your gaze is gonna go towards the ceiling. So go ahead and open your hand up. Flat hand. And your gaze too, just like that. Big breaths. I'm gonna let you go now, okay? And you're gonna hold it, the integrity as best you can. Just like that. Three. 2. Big breath in. Long exhale out. There you go. And go ahead and find your frog again. Beautiful. And when you're ready, we're going to do the other side.
Okay.
There you go. And when you're ready, go ahead and reach towards the ceiling. Big breaths. Three. All right, I'm gonna let you go. And you're gonna hold the integrity. See how I get you into the shape and all of a sudden you realize you can get into it? Beautiful. Stay with your breath. Three. Two. Last breath. Excellent. Let's go ahead and relax down. All right, you're gonna realign your body this way on the mat, and I want you this way because we're gonna do our pigeon pose. Now, have we set up your pigeon pose before?
You showed me one time because I told you that I wasn't a fan of the pigeon.
Because you what?
Because I wasn't a fan of the pigeon because of the way that so I think you just told me that I just needed to bring, not to aim for like 90 degrees, but
Okay, hold on. Let's do this. Go back to your tabletop. Let me talk you through it, okay? Bring your knees back under your hips. There you go, exactly. So when you're setting up your pigeon pose, what you're doing is, there's a couple ways to do pigeon. I want you to do it in the most friendliest way.
Okay.
And the most friendliest way means you're being very gentle on your knees, okay? Because you don't have good rotation in the femur. And so we want to protect the knee. So we're not doing the version where your shin is 90 degrees perpendicular.
I can't do that, yeah.
Exactly. I can't do it either, so. Okay, so we're gonna start with your right side.
Okay.
Okay, you're gonna bring your right knee under your chest again. So just behind your wrist in the center, beautiful. Lift this knee off the ground. There you go. Bring this foot across the center line. Excellent. Beautiful. Toe, knee, walk backwards until your hip is all the way down. There you go. Now find, just like your child's pose, your forehead's going to come down to the mat.
Okay. All right.
But if you need to, I saw you like taking your time setting this up. You're still like bouncing it a bit. Okay. Does that help you?
Yeah.
Okay.
My thumb relaxes a little because this side is actually really tight.
Beautiful. You found it very easily. You just need the setup. A little bit of work there. But you got it. So again, this is to a point of satiation.
Now, the longer I sit on this pose, the better it feels.
What feels better?
Like the relaxor. It doesn't feel as tight.
Yes, the longer you stay within your edge, the more you'll be able to push that edge backwards. That's why I call it a front line, like a battle. Like two warring factions. And if you lose the battle, every woman and child in the village behind you is going to be raped or terrorized or taken slave or murdered. So you can't lose the battle. I remember when I thought about that, when I was reading about samurai, thinking, dude, when you lost, your whole village was decimated. And we're get upset because McDonald's ran out of barbecue sauce. That's modern weakness. We do not understand what our ancestors went through with much less resources. I love this cobra. This is one of my favorite follow-ups with Pigeon. But yes, we did much more with less resources and safety nets than we do in the modern world. And there's more depression and anxiety and stress and all this whatever. Now, hold on. Let's kick this up a notch while you're here.
Okay.
Play with your pelvic tilt while you're in this position. Yes, and you can barely do it, but you feel what I'm talking about. Yes or no?
Yeah.
You're like, whoa. No, having awareness of pelvic tilt in many positions is a valuable thing. Mm-hmm. And I love how you're kind of turning it into a little bit of a cat-cow. Yes, tuck the bum under into the rear. Even though it's not moving, you're trying to make it happen. And meaningful stuff is happening in this position. And you satiate yourself.
Okay.
All right, so we're gonna find our tabletop again.
Okay.
Yes. Beautiful. Set up the other side. In the middle. This foot comes across. Excellent. Toe heel backwards until the hip is all the way down. Nice. Yes, one guy I work with went and bought all these books that I talk about this stuff, and sometimes people, they really get into it. The only book that I recommend everybody should read is Dennis Hill's version of the Yoga Sutras, and I recommend you take like a month to do it, and you have a pen and paper, and you take notes, because there are Sanskrit words that he attempts to describe, and they're words that have concepts that we don't have words for in English, and I don't know words for them in Spanish either. And so I have to look back at those notes when I see the word 2 pages later, and to get the concepts down, and I have to really think, and sometimes I had to put that book down and just absorb what I just read, like, holy cow, the concept that you were exposed to is just, there you go, find your cobra. So let's take 2 more breaths and start playing with that pelvic tilt again. There you go. Take the bum under. Yes.
But I see what you're saying. I feel like I'm doing all this motions, but I'm probably not even moving.
I worked with this guy one time. He was he was in my division, and was a world champion at IBJJF for my division, and we became good friends. And because I would like to be number one in the world in that same division. He only held it for like 3 months. But anyway, he used to work with me, and I remember one time we were doing. So, in his case, with his back, one of the things you have to do is bow. Think about it, that you have this strong back and you're practicing reaching over the bed or the countertop or whatever, and your spine is strong, right? So he was doing this movement, and he goes, if you were watching us, you would think we're doing nothing, but so many profound things in his brain was happening. But yeah, there's these subtle things that are happening that are much more impactful and meaningful than what it looks like we're doing. So that is absolutely.
I mean, I'm working up a sweat just like breathing.
I have to wash the mat. Look at this.
Sorry.
So, no, it's fine. I clean it all the time. All the time I'm cleaning this mat.